I'm Sid.
And I'm Mike.
And this is Comedy Filmmakers Motivation Monday.
The podcast.
And I'm Carl.
Carl!
What's up, Carl?
Hi.
You know, I'm doing good, feeling good.
You are looking good, too.
Hey, thanks. I got a haircut.
Fresh haircut in the house.
That is a flock. That is an entire flock of seagulls.
Oh, I wish.
You can't see
it
them right
one
now.
or two.
Impressive. You are looking good.
You know, if you were on YouTube, you wouldn't have to listen to this description. You could just take it in with your eyes.
Yeah.
So check us out.
Pause this on Spotify. Just pause it because you're going to want to come back.
Or Apple Podcasts.
Apple Podcasts too. And go over to YouTube, check it out there, and then watch the entire video on YouTube, please. And then go back and listen to it on Spotify or Apple Tunes. Apple Tunes.
iPods. iPods. They should do something with that. So this is Comedy Filmmakers Motivation Monday. This is a podcast where you will hear three comedy filmmakers talk about, that's us, 1, 2, 3, talk about our journey as comedy filmmakers, as people who are pitching a TV show currently, writing a lot of other stuff, and really just trying to make it in the entertainment industry.
Out here living.
We are making it out here.
Thank you, Mike.
In this entertainment industry.
Thank you, Mike.
We're crushing it. I gotta say.
Yeah.
The podcast is going great. Our mailbox is overflowing with mail from people asking questions, saying how we've saved lives.
Most of this episode is sort of a requests. All the requests that we've been getting, we're just basically responding to those today. So
asking Sid to be a surrogate, we're getting all kinds of messages. We did quickly
want to make one quick thing.
Just quick. Make it quick.
Quick. Super
Quicker.
fast.
Quicker.
All right. Ready? Time me. Okay. Thanks to everyone who has reached out and told us that you've started listening. It really means a lot. And we just want you to know that if you ever decide to stop listening, you don't have to tell us that. Just keep it to yourself, okay? We'll just believe that you're still listening, and then you don't have to tell us. And then, at the potluck, nobody's sad.
We don't need a dialogue of you telling us that you are no longer a listener.
Right. It's information we don't need, that it's not useful to us in any way.
If you see us in person, please come up and say your name and then say long-time listener.
I love that.
First time meeting you. That would be great.
I have a question, you two, and I'm asking it, but I might answer it myself.
Okay.
Is there anything that either of you could use a little motivation on this week?
That is a great question.
Oh.
That is a great question.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what the show's all about, isn't it?
So I'm writing sketches again. I'm starting, and it's a little bit daunting sometimes to be staring at that blank page, and sometimes I feel like I'm not a writer.
Oh,
Mike, you are a writer.
You
are a writer, and there are a few episodes actually that we've recorded. You might want to go back and listen to.
Particularly episode 6 with Alexander Hacker.
Yes,
might be a good one to check out.
All right.
Especially if you're having trouble starting writing. But just a quick thing, if you're a little worried about staring at a blank page, just do a quick tick on the keyboard, just to throw some letters on that page. Suddenly you're like, well,
it's not blank anymore.
You would be surprised. It gets the momentum going.
And then I would say put that on the shelf for about a month, and then come back to it and see if it speaks to you in the same way.
Because writing is rewriting?
Because writing is rewriting.
Just rewrite that.
You better believe it. You better believe it.
Do you need motivation?
I'm good. I mean, always, but I'm okay. I mean, I can't think of a really specific thing to say in that regard.
I'm having a great week.
Clearly.
Here we go. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Tell us a little bit about your great week.
Well, I have been working a cash money good life job and freelancing,
Living
and
the good life.
It has taken a lot of my energy, but I have been very consciously stepping away from the computer and taking 5 big deep breaths, and I have been doing little 2-minute chill out motivation. You all know I got my trampoline, so
Sid,
I take those breaks.
You gotta breathe more than 5 times a day, though.
Yeah.
I just want to go out and say, we recommend at least 10 breaths a day here at Comedy Filmmakers.
Oh my gosh,
Motivation Monday.
Carl, You're right. I wasn't breathing at all in between those breaks. Ugh, I'm going to remember that tomorrow, and I think that will help.
I'm going to say something here, though, Sid. There was a long gap in between your money jobs this last time.
Oh.
Sid, you live that freelancer life. You don't know when your next job is coming.
Survival.
And you handled it so well this time.
And I wasn't getting paid. Anyway, it was a mess. It was like a real hole there for a second.
But you are like, you're trusting in the process. You know that more work is coming because you are talented and you're valuable and you're good at what you do and people want to hire you.
Yeah. And in the midst of all that, you started a fucking podcast.
Oh, you guys.
God damn it. You're crushing it.
Oh my gosh. That is so nice. I really didn't know that I needed that, and I did.
That's what we do here. That's what we do here. I just wanted to do one more thing, Mike.
Yeah.
You know what time it is.
Oh.
It's the Peloton check-in.
All right, guys. Here it is. The last time that I rode the Peloton, it almost killed me. I did not know that I was coming down with something at that time. And it threw
heart disease.
Was it
heart disease?
It was not.
Okay, good.
It was I don't know what it was. It was RSV. I don't know. It was bad stuff.
That
and it felt like it unlocked something within me when I got off the Peloton, and it made it so much worse that now I'm kind of scared to get back onto the Peloton. And I'm better now. I know I sound sick, but this is allergies because allergy season is upon us.
The pollening.
Exactly. So I'm excited to get back on the bike, but I'm also very scared because the last time it made me ill, very ill.
Well, and I'm not just saying this because I own stock in Peloton and I bought it the wrong time, but I would recommend trying out a meditation class or a yoga class even. You don't always have to go full cardio.
Yeah, they do stuff besides bike riding?
They do. Yeah, absolutely.
Mike, look at that. Start small, one little step a day really adds up.
One downward dog at a time.
A downward dog leads into an upward dog, and then you're taking over the world, baby.
Yeah, dog.
Yeah, dog. Carl, what are we talking about today?
Well, that's interesting you should say that because speaking of being on the Peloton and not feeling great, we're talking about finding comfort in the discomfort.
Oh,
and
Mike,
leaning in.
That can be applied to exercise for sure, and often is.
Yeah. I've not gotten to that point with exercise yet.
Right. Have you ever had the runner's high that they talk about?
No.
Yeah.
No.
It's like you run.
One time I did a bunch of blow and went on a jog. That was fucking rad.
That's a high runner.
Okay.
This is a slightly different situation.
Yeah. I chased a dog.
I saw a private screening of a movie where you ate a dog once.
Oh, yeah. Well,
maybe
we
someday.
just violated an NDA.
Yeah, maybe someday.
I was going to say that was big NDA violation, but
well, a lot of trainers in the exercise world will try and help you find comfort in the discomfort so that you will continue to work out. It's hard to start working out, and it's also hard to start writing, and it's also hard to start doing a lot of hard stuff. Hard out here.
Hard out here. I mean,
I'll tell you one thing. When you start booking those first acting gigs and you walk onto a big old set, it can be a little uncomfortable.
That's true too.
And you got to just pretend that you've done it before, you've been here before, and you're comfortable. And yeah, I'm ready to film the scene in front of all these strangers. Let's go.
Yeah, exactly. Look, I think that there's so many avenues to go down with this topic because we find ourselves in discomfort quite a bit. I think as creators, as people trying to make it in the city, like even in this world, in
this time, but we keep laughing through it. And I think I could say that all sorts of discomfort you can find humor in it. I'm wondering if you think that there are certain types that are, more ripe, as one would say, for comedic material than others.
Lower hanging, if you will.
Yeah.
We love low hanging fruit. It's easy to get. That's the thing I love about it.
It's right
it's
there.
It's easy to grab.
You just
like that. Yeah, if you're on YouTube, I want to apologize.
We're actually getting.
Yeah,
Get
we're
the
gonna
thumb in there.
we're gonna take a break.
Or we're gonna blur that.
Now we're gonna take a break.
We're
and
gonna
talk
take
to
a
Mike.
break.
Hey, Comedy Filmmakers Motivation Monday. Listen, if you're ever out there like me and if you're looking for something to do when you're about to run, and you need something to do and you're just like, you need that you need that exercise.
A little
like,
kick.
And you're just like, you just need to move. And like, you just like,
Yes.
Basically what I'm saying is I have a piece of paper I'm supposed to be reading. Like
I got it. NYC Cocaine Bars.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Everybody talks about that runner's high, but nobody ever talks about being a high runner. And it turns out you can do both at the same time.
Look, the cocaine bar syncs with your Apple Watch, okay? Every time that you hit a new quarter mile, you get a little dose of that time release sweet cocaine bar.
We've got a little extension on the Apple Watch that plugs into the charger, and it's just a little tiny little spoon, and you can just scrape that already. And it basically, and I know it's called Cocaine Runners in NYC Cocaine. It's not made of cocaine. It's made from it is made from cocaine, but it's not made from like drugs, cocaine. Like it's not from the street.
It's organic.
It's really good product. I love our sponsors.
I'm feeling energized. I'm feeling ready.
I feel like we're definitely going to get flagged for this episode.
Yeah. It's time.
Look, that's on our sponsor, okay?
Yeah,
There's
it's
nothing
true.
we can do about that.
The money's good.
The money.
Yeah.
And they let us, talk about whatever we want.
Yeah, the money's
Yeah,
fantastic.
they can't take that away from us.
I don't know where they get all this money, but they just a lot of 20s they paid us in.
We're back.
We
You
are
guys,
back.
we're back.
We're back.
And here talking about finding comfort in the discomfort. And I'm really excited for our guest today. She's born and raised in New York City. She's an artist. She when she was 8 years old, she wrote and produced her first play with the 52nd Street Project. And she is an actor, a writer, a performer, a living mannequin. She is so hilarious, positive vibes, like one of my absolute favorite people, even on social media, to follow. She is always uplifting everyone, and I could not be more excited to introduce Tessa John-Connor. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yay. Thank you so much for being here. It's amazing.
Welcome.
We're
so
bringing
excited.
some, fun feminine vibes to the party, boys.
Finally.
Balance
Balance.
this out.
It's true. This will actually put us more women than men as guests on the podcast.
Oh, wow.
You're keeping.
Sorry.
That's
Are you
something.
keeping
You're keeping
tabs?
tabs.
Wow, Carl just outed
Wow.
himself.
Okay.
Like, don't.
It's okay.
We work hard here at Comedy Filmmakers Motivation Monday to make sure we got the numbers right.
Right. He's just making an
Carl,
assessment.
he's
He's
our
not
numbers
making
guy.
a judgment.
He's our numbers guy. We've got everything on a pie graphs and bars.
It's graphs and
Yeah.
charts
Chief-
and numbers and
Chief numbers executive.
Yeah.
and
It's all- Yeah.
percentages and anyway.
We're serious about numbers.
I
here.
like that.
Like comedy filmmakers.
I like that. It's all about the formula, right? You have to have the right formula.
It's true.
Comedy is about
you
a
drop
formula.
anything into that formula and it'll work every time.
Right.
Very true.
So here we are. We're talking about finding comfort in the discomfort. And I know that the artist life, the freelance life, the changing lanes, changing to the times, and you manage to stay at really like always making jokes and always making light of the situation. And I know, not everything that we put out on social media all the time is, but you've been very honest and very real, and it's so refreshing.
Oh, thanks. Well, when you're funny, it's because you've gone through so much pain. So I rather laugh than cry. So I'm always
Absolutely.
trying to say, all right, well, you're not going to cry today. So let's find some humor in the situation, because we know that the world is chaotic. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I think finding humor in the hard parts of life is like, it's not just like a way to survive, but it's also a way to write really good humor. Like if you could find the right joke to write about something bad that happened, then you really get something special, I think. And
I jump in there a little too soon, maybe after
I
something
think I
terrible
know-
happens.
Yeah.
Well, I find humor in pain, because I remind myself, especially on social media, that if I'm going through something, then other people are going through it, and the better way to digest the medicine is to add the sweetness. And for me, it's how do I make someone laugh? Growing up, making my mom laugh was my joy. And like I'm from Brooklyn, and I grew up in a time and place where it wasn't always the bestest of times. So it's like, all right, if I can make her laugh, then life is good. So I kind of just carried that with me because like, God damn, what's happening next in the world? You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you having me here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So
Right
like
now.
tell us, I'm curious, just growing up in New York and getting started in the arts, like tell us a little bit about how you decided, you're going to venture into the art world, venture into just doing
What I do?
doing what you do out here.
Well, like I said, I was born in Brooklyn, and my mom didn't want me to be on the block. So she was like, we're going to go to every library, every little thing, any activity, just so you're not on the block. And I was in an after school program, and they were like, you can either do homework or there's this program downstairs. I was like, yo, I'm going to go do the program downstairs.
I'm taking notes right now.
You know what I'm saying? So I went to this program, and it was a theater program. And they were like, we're going to teach you how to write a play. And I was like, great. And the first thing I wanted to know is if my actors would kiss. And they said yes. I was like, oh my gosh, jackpot.
Wow. 8 years old.
Yeah.
Did you guys have an intimacy coordinator on set?
I think they might have.
It's definitely a good thing.
A 9-year-old.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I was like, is there tongue involved? There's just a peck. What's going to happen?
The 9-year-old pulls the director aside. He's like, now, are there going to be cooties involved?
Right.
Well, they've all had their cootie shots.
Yeah, we all had it.
right,
Yeah,
yeah.
we did
The
circle, circle,
CDC.
square, square.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have to do it.
Yeah,
you
everywhere.
did it everywhere.
Cooties
Yeah,
test
you
every
did it
3
everywhere.
days and submit it to production
Exactly.
just to get on set.
Well, if you're zone A, it's a cooties test every 3 days.
Okay, cool. Yeah. You guys can learn more about this at the
CDC.
or whichever union you belong to.
Yeah.
Just ask for that cootie test.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Tessa, we do a little something on the show.
Oh, yeah.
We all went back to that production life like,
Yeah. For real.
Tell us about this play.
Okay, so I wrote a play about this movie star that went to a hotel, and her number one fan was the doorman. And he was so excited. He knew she was coming, and he had his camera ready, and he went to go take a photo of her when she came in after the paparazzi. And she broke his camera, smashed it right away. And he was so heartbroken. Love her so much. Why would she do this to me? So she goes upstairs, and behind the closed door, she's actually really sad. She's alone. She's depressed. And, she's got all this money in the world, but she's so sad. And the doorman, he felt so bad for intruding in her privacy. So he went to the door to apologize for taking a photo without her permission. And she apologized. She was like, I'm so sorry. I was so mean to you. I'm actually lonely and I'm looking for love. And he was like, I love you. And she was like, I love you too. And it was love at first sight. And then they kissed.
That's amazing. It feels like you predicted Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson. I'm blown away.
Yeah, listen. And supposedly it was so good that actually they did a play reading.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's
on
cool.
public radio.
And you're 8?
Really?
Yeah,
my
it's
God.
That's
so
awesome.
crazy.
So
Do they
cool.
put, so there's 52nd
Street Project. Shout out to the 52nd Street Project.
I've
They're
heard of
still
this before.
around.
Yeah, they do that.
They-
and you can volunteer for the
you
people.
can- yes.
Adult. They take adult volunteers.
Yes.
To work with the kids. Yeah.
Yes, it's amazing.
Sounds amazing.
I grew up with so many legends like working with us that I didn't like. You never knew. I didn't know who I was working with or who they were until I got older. I was like, oh shit. Oh, I've been coming to Frances McDormand's house for years.
Oh, wow. That's
This
so
is
cool.
crazy. I was like, I think I just saw you on a movie. She's like, yeah. I was like, wow, that's crazy. So
So that was your introduction into the
arts.
That's
Yes.
amazing. That's
so I
amazing.
did that for 10 years. So
Mhm.
they have like well, when I grew up, it was younger, like 8 years old. I think now it's like 10. You have to be part of Hell's Kitchen. You have to live in Hell's Kitchen. And every year we did a different series of plays. So you either had to write a play, have a play written for you, write a song, and they helped produce it. And then we ended with Shakespeare in England.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
They went to
Yeah.
England.
And performed
That's-
Shakespeare and got great reviews.
Oh my
so cool.
Oh
goodness.
my gosh. And in the middle of the show, a young English lad decides that he wanted to show us his dinner On stage.
How did I know you were going to say that? That's,
And my counterparts and I, we are highly disgusted. We did not throw up. We continue on with the show. And because of that, we got great reviews in the newspaper.
The show must go on. A
Literally.
classic
Absolutely.
example. See, working through the discomfort.
Exactly. At a young age, how did I know?
full
That
circle.
is
I'm picking up on just like a thing about it for me and in living in the discomfort. And maybe is there something that maybe makes it easier? I'm not saying that it's easy for you, but is there something that maybe makes it easier when you have grown up in the arts? Like, is there something about being more connected to the arts for longer in your life that makes it so you have no choice but to live in that discomfort and find the next project or find the next thing? Because there's a lot of artists and writers who will say like, I have to write, I have to make my art, or I'll,
Go insane.
Yeah. So like, is it because you've been doing it for so long? Does it feel that way, or is it different? Like, what's the feeling of that keeps you going even though there's discomfort?
I haven't gotten to where I feel that I want to be, or I haven't gotten there yet. And actually, my mother, after I graduated from the 52nd Street Project, my mother was like, that's it, no more. We're not doing any more acting. That's it. You're either on West Indian. So it's like lawyer or doctor. And you're going to go to school, you're going to finish, you're going to graduate, and you're going to do those things. And I was like, fuck. Oh, am I allowed to curse?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So, so me coming back into the arts was me kind of rebelling as an adult. Like, I did everything else that you wanted me to do. I'm not a lawyer. I should have been. And I worked in holistic health. So that was my last major, well, no, not really. But that was the catalyst to learning how to be uncomfortable in the uncomfortable. So once I left holistic medicine, I told my mom, I was like, this is my time to be who I want to be, because this is the closest I'm going to get to medicine. And that has carried me on into my life. So I always have medicine in the background of my life. So as I continue to evolve, it's about finding the balance in the new uncomfortability, because now I'm in it. So like, how do I maintain it? Like, for me recently, it's about surrendering, like knowing that when you work in production, first of all, it's never guaranteed. Projects always end. And in order to really receive the next round, you have to surrender that the universe will always provide.
Yeah.
If you don't,
Absolutely.
then you're just blocking your blessings. Like, oh, I can't.
Say it louder for the people in the back,
It's like
me.
It's like where is it? I can't. And it's like, yes, those bills are gonna form up.
Yeah.
We have this lifestyle that we've become accustomed to, especially when we're on those projects and those checks are coming in, and you have this lifestyle, and all of a sudden it's just like fun employment now you're on fun employment. You're like, and you feel bad about yourself, but it's not a reflection of who you are. It's just you're not on a project at that moment, and that's okay.
I think at that moment, that's when you have to seek out some more discomfort. Because I think that discomfort, like, you're not going to grow. You don't have a period of growth without discomfort.
Exactly.
And that's when you're going to do the most growing. Is whenever you're learning something new or doing something challenging or taking on a risk, it's going to be uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. And if you push through that, on the other side of that is growth, it's experience. I find, for me, that's where I find my happiness, is pushing through that discomfort, growing and walking away with new skills and a new outlook. And
I think also, having creative,
Thanks,
is particularly having creative ambition means inviting discomfort into your life for the rest of your life.
Hell yeah.
And if that's the case, then what are some ways to find calm and comfort in that? Because you're always inviting it into your life as a creative.
Yeah. So, I've studied multiple modalities of spirituality and religious practices. And one of, something that has grounded me was my Buddhist practice. And the practice that I was part of, whatever, is called a value creating society. That's our mission. So when I am, the days that I'm not working, maybe days or weeks, and instead of beating myself up, I sit down and I say to myself, how do I create value today?
Oh.
And whatever that looks like for me, that's my that's how I keep my balance in the uncomfortability. And creating value may be sleeping all day. It may be binge watching on TV shows. It may be retail therapy. It may be scrolling on social media. It's whatever you feel
Those
is
are very
value.
healthy ways of building value.
Yeah, I mean, because the value for you is how do you comfort yourself?
Mhm.
Sometimes as adults, we feel like we have to always be on the go. We always have to be doing something. And because of that, we get burnt out as creatives because we're like, oh, I didn't do this. I didn't do that. I didn't do this. And it's just like, okay, how do I create value?
And even if you're choosing those things and you're being intentional about it, is completely different than doing something to escape or
Right.
just being kind to yourself about whatever decision you do make is such a big thing. And I would say also, Mike, just hearing you talk earlier and gassing me up earlier, surrounding yourself with people who are also reminding you to give yourself permission, because I think it's a lot of it is about permission and the way that we speak to ourselves and the way that we are viewing any given situation. Like, you can be scared of discomfort, or like Mike, you can lean into it, and it's completely in my head.
I mean,
in my
we talked about it before, but it's we're always going to have. I mean, I don't want to say the same thing I just had, what I just said, but we're always going to have these moments of not feeling totally one with ourselves, where we need that rest. We go into dark places in our lives where we need that rest, and so if we just make ourselves like we go all the way to the wall and hit the wall and then there's no choice but to rest, that's exhausting. But if we actually intentionally find that time to rest, whether it's through scrolling social media or sitting on a rock and oming out, like
Yeah.
that's.
And sometimes, and then the devil's advocate is that it's like, okay, then you can abuse your time. Now, I am queen of procrastination, and I've wasted a lot of my time and energy doing things that I probably shouldn't have done, like unintentionally scrolling on social media or unintentionally watching too much TV. So in those times when I've caught myself like, oh my gosh, I'm not doing the things, I haven't been intentional. I'm like, you have all these lists of, because as a creative, we always have a list of 1,000 projects that we want to do in our head, right? So it's like, all right, I've already done enough resting. What one thing can I do today for myself and my brand that will help propel me? And sometimes it means just reading those emails or sending a response or starting a to-do list. Like,
Ooh, I love a list.
Yeah, I love me a good list. I love me a little good list with a little checkbox, maybe a little doodle at the side, make it look pretty.
Yeah.
You know
Have
what
fun
I'm
with
saying?
that list.
Have fun.
I
You know,
love-
with
Talking
different
Sid's
color markers,
Yes.
different points of the markers.
We'll put
Oh,
a doodle
wow.
Oh
up
yes.
Wow.
in the
Yeah.
edit right here.
We'll pop a doodle in the show notes.
Yes.
Doodles for
A
days.
Sydney Davis original.
I got this.
Shoot.
Carl is
I'm having a different kind of day.
His brain train's going off the rails today. But
Ooh, I like a good distraction.
I guess I was
Oh, speaking of rails, we should check back in with our sponsor, NYC Cocaine Bars, now doing rails.
Right. Yeah. We just we're getting an email here that says that they're out of business.
What?
Yeah.
Now they're in trillness.
They seem to, now that they're out of business, they're making a lot more money.
we were saying earlier, Tessa, are a living mannequin.
Mm.
And I would
Yes.
love
What is that?
for you to talk a little more about that.
Okay, so my intro back into the arts in production is background work. And I was very fortunate. I got waived really quickly. And because I know how to work on set, I've been very fortunate to do stand-in work. And I've been standing in for now, like almost before COVID.
BC?
BC.
So
Actually,
I don't
we
know.
were.
Should we explain what
Yeah,
what
let's
these
talk
things
about
are?
let's talk about what a background artist
Oh,
is and what a
yeah.
stand-in is.
So, okay, so when a movie or TV show and you see the people doing life-like things while the show,
Sipping the coffee in
sipping
the background
or
at
crossing
the
the
table.
street or petting the dog or going, those are people who are paid to
Being
do that.
people in a courtroom.
Or people in courtroom. Yeah. Like those are not just like random people on the street that they're
Right.
like filming. Those are people that got booked.
Those are
too.
artists.
Those are artists. We're artists, okay?
We
We're artists. We make the scene.
we as humans need to see that whole thing filled out, or a
Yeah.
big empty space would feel strange to us. It would, they did it in Vanilla Sky. They emptied out
Yep.
Times Square for Tom Cruise.
And then stand-in work is when
So basically, the actress, it's like being an understudy, a live mannequin. Like the actress will come and do the scene, and then they'll say crew has it, and then I'll stand there and they will fit the lights and the cameras to me.
Mhm.
And then depending on the production and who's involved, I either will do the whole scene word for word,
Wow.
or I won't, depending on how the director feels, And yeah, so every production is really different.
What are some tips for the transition from if you're on a job and you're going, and then it's on a roll, you've been working for weeks or months, and then it just ends, and then you find yourself in this in between.
Well, when I was really actively BC time, I was like, it would be wake up, I would be on my phone checking my emails every 5 minutes because looking for those postings, submitting in castings, reaching out to casting directors. I was that person like, I'm getting something today. I'm getting something.
Yeah.
And so that hustle, you have to you're really actually working all the time when you're doing any type of thing in production.
You have to generate a lot of your own work.
Yeah.
At those early stages.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I have no agent. I haven't done any, everything is done by myself. So it's really just and when you do background or stand-in work, it's not really word of mouth per se, as in production when you're doing grips or PA, where you can bring somebody on, you have to go through the casting director. Now, if the AD or them reach out to the casting director, then that's a whole different story. They can usually vouch for you if they see your name. So it's cool. I'm happy I didn't fuck or suck my way into production. I feel like I'm working my way up the ladder.
Just so everybody knows, every guest we've had up until this point definitely did fucking suck their way to get where they are today.
Guilty.
Same.
Yeah.
That's how I got this MacBook.
Hey,
Mike and Carl have really taken it for the team, and that's
We
why we
appreciate
are
you.
where we
Quite
are.
literally.
thank you.
Yeah.
Listen, this is a nice
What
setup.
are maybe you guys have questions, but I don't care. So no, my questions are what are some of your biggest dream projects? When you think big and what you see for yourself,
Ooh,
what are those things that keep you going that are just because
You
we
having me stepping in
manifest
my
here on this.
alcove.
Well, we manifest
We do.
here
We talk
on this
manifestation here.
podcast.
Sometimes
I
we
like
just
that.
say,
So we want to talk about it because nothing's too big, and we want to tell you that you're already on the way. So
Thanks. I appreciate that. Oh, yeah, I just did a dance. So you have to go onto the YouTube
Yeah.
and watch the little dance.
Hey,
Yeah.
there she goes.
She's
Get it.
on top of this. Wow.
Yes.
That is what I'm talking about.
You know what I'm saying? So when I dream really big, what I'm manifesting is I would definitely want to do voiceover because I have my radio voice on, but I have a tonal pitch. I used to work with children. So I have this frequency that I it's almost like Pied Piper. Whenever I see kids in I just do this and they're just oh, so I want
okay,
to do
pretend
something.
I'm a
Wait, is it-
kid.
Yeah, can
Pretend
you do
I'm a
it?
kid. Hi.
Okay. Hold on.
She's
Getting
Oh
into
my gosh. How are you guys doing today? Are you guys ready? Can you find the beat on your knees?
we're finding the beat on our knees.
Can you find the beat on your knees?
Oh,
Right there.
Go to YouTube right now.
Rum some some, rum some some, gooly 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 gooly,
Oh,
rum some some, Ravi, gooly 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 gooly, rum some some.
Yeah.
Wow, that was beautiful.
Wow. I love that for you. I love that for you.
Yeah.
I did a children's show one time as an actor, and that I will say was one of the most fun experiences I've ever had. It was really
Oh.
great. It was really great.
I got to shoot one episode of like a Sesame Street.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh. Can I tell you, I was living, like when I told my friend, he was like, dude, they know who you are. I'm like, they have no idea. They have no idea. And I was so excited. And when I got the booking, they're like, Elmo won't be there. I'm like, it's okay. He's okay.
He's
but I haven't
always
seen
busy.
it. He's so busy.
Yeah.
But I met the original Snuffleupagus, and I love me some
Snuffy?
Snuffy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
So excited.
That's
so
amazing.
excited.
So this voice.
Let's get this manifestation
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
going.
yeah. I need to. Let's,
And then also like a reoccurring role in a TV show, a movie, action, comedy, drama, like I could cry. You know what I'm saying? All this stuff, all the movie genres, I'm ready for it. And
she's
love
ready
that.
to.
yeah,
We love that
I'm
for
ready.
you.
Thank
You're
you.
on your way.
Thank you.
You are on your way.
Thank you.
I see this happening. I see both the voiceover, like the lucrative voice. You're gonna have two agents. You're gonna have a voice. You're gonna maybe have more. You're gonna have a voiceover and just a straight up, action.
Legit. That's
Yeah.
legit. They call it a legit
Yes.
agent.
Come on, let's
Legit.
make this money. You know what I'm saying?
Get you an assistant.
Yeah.
Everybody loves an
amazing.
assistant.
I love me assistant. You know what? I need someone who does for me that I do for other people.
There it is.
Yeah.
I like that.
Mm-hmm. I'm solution based. So I need somebody to like be the solution for me.
So what kind of advice would you give to people who are feeling the pressure?
I would like to say that it's gonna be a-okay, and that this moment of time will pass. And relax, breathe. If you need to take a little tokey toke,
Then smoky smoke.
right? But make sure it's indica, not sativa, if you are feeling the pressure, so that your brain can calm the fuck down.
Wildly good advice right there, and especially that last bit. If you think it doesn't matter, these days it kind of does. It's
It
a lot
does.
stronger than it used to be. So check in with your strain.
Yeah.
Indica. Couch.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But not really. If
Yep.
you are overthinker, because I'm an overthinker, my brain, like, I really need to put pen to paper because sometimes the stories that I be coming up in my head, I'm like, bitch, where the fuck is this happening? What multiverse are you talking about? I'm like,
Oh. She's ready for fake pitches.
yes. So I smoke indica because I was smoking sativa for years, having like panic attacks. So
Yeah.
now I'm just like, all right, one thought at a time.
I want to flip the script because you asked her how would she give advice to someone who needs it. I want to ask you, is there anything that you would like motivation on from us? Anything you're doing in the near future that we could motivate you on?
You have given me so much motivation just now. You've bred so much life into me. Like
Yay.
I was in a safe space where I could actually share my dreams because I usually am very like closed mouth about my things because the evil eye is very real. And so
Well, just so
that's the
I-
magic of this podcast.
Yeah.
is that
Just
we
so
get to
you
talk
know.
about what we're doing.
And I just want her to know that it is a safe space, and even when this episode goes live, it has been protected by the time
Yes.
it's airing, so that
Yes.
there's no evil eyes that can penetrate whatever they're listening or watching on.
We're
Well,
going to
well,
sage this space immediately.
No,
after
no.
this
You know what my
podcast.
thing is? You know how when people say evil eye, they're like return to sender. My new thing is I'm going to return you to God. Like I don't even
Aw.
want to send you back negative energy. I want you to find faith and pray about it. So
I like that.
Yeah.
We are stepping above. We are
Yeah.
letting it go. We are all sending back love back into the world, everybody.
You shall not pass.
another YouTube moment, you guys. If
Yeah,
That was
we all
Carl.
extended our arms wide.
And that was
As a-
us
as a group.
protecting the space.
yes, appreciate you guys.
We are so happy. That was really beautiful.
That was great.
You're a very beautiful person, and thank you for being here.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys.
Where would you say people could find you online if you want them to?
Sure, you can find me on the social of the media. My name is Afroista.
Afroista.
ISTA. I'm a ism.
It'll be tagged everywhere. Show notes, tag.
Boop, 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 boop,
Beautiful.
boop, boop, boop.
Carl,
We
what time
have-
is it? Tell us what time it
We have
is.
one more step in the equation.
Yes,
in
we
the
do.
formula.
Ooh.
It's
We
called,
love the formula.
Yes.
A little circle back. Sorry.
It's
Yes.
called fake pitches.
Ooh.
And it is a little game where we take a prompt from a random prompt generator and we pitch a TV show or a movie or a book or anything
wow.
in that regard.
Anything that can be created.
And this week, it's different pitches for different bitches. Everybody gets to pitch their own thing with its own title. You can use the prompt words as the title. And also, as always, the guest gets one free pass that you can use at any time to not have to pitch.
Oh.
You don't have to use it, but you have it.
Awesome.
Okay?
No, there's no pass today. We're going to get comfortable in the discomfort.
There we go.
Spin the wheel, Sasha.
We're spinning the wheel. Wait, should we be? Can you roll your phone, Carl?
Last time, but it's too late. I'm taking a drink of water.
Taboo.
No,
Pictionary.
Pictionary.
Oh,
Did you bring Pictionary? You know what?
Boy.
Y'all need to get yourself a producer like Sasha.
Our producer Sasha's reaching into a backpack and thus knocking over one of the cameras.
Spilling water,
And
spilling the
knock over
camera.
and jostle.
Knocking over
Oh, there we got a little
Netflix
fire going.
water bottle.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
He's got a deck of cards in his hands.
This
and he
man
is looking
brought
through it right
Pictionary.
now.
Wow.
And
Talk about
here he
efficiency. I
comes.
love this.
Dedication.
We are getting to the prompt.
Dedication. That's my song.
He said, Carl, pick a card, any card.
Carl, pick a card. Yeah. 4. What an odd pick for me.
Pyramid.
2.
Spark plug.
Wait.
Yo. Oh my God. Mike and I talk about this all the time.
Here we
and I'm
go.
sure if you listen to podcasts enough, you've heard a few theories about how pyramids are ancient generators.
That's right.
Wow.
No, it's true. It's
How
absolutely
cosmic
true.
is this?
Pyramid Spark Plug is a Discovery Channel series where Graham Hancock and Joe Rogan go on an expedition of the pyramids, and they will get to the bottom of whether or not they will figure it out together. Now, Joe Rogan is going to be so funny the whole time. He's
a comedian, by the way. He got his start on news radio. Like,
exactly.
definitely go back. Check this guy out, Joe Rogan.
Basically, they're going to come up with a hypothesis of ways to find out if the pyramid was a power plant or not, and then they're going to have contestants come on. Now they're going to have to eat these like dung beetles and things like that. They're going to have to eat these things, and then that will be the way that they find out. So it's really actually like a documentary and a little bit of a game show. It's called Pyramid Factor.
The defeat. The absolute.
It's a docu-reality
That's a green
series.
light.
Yeah. Man. Jeepers creepers. Well, you guys have all seen those cartoon shows like Wacky Races and Space Race from Hanna-Barbera. This is another cartoon for Cartoon Network, and it's all about racing pyramids around the desert. Whoa! That's right. All these wacky cast of characters. You've got a French cat who smokes cigarettes, who drives a upside down pyramid that shoots rainbows out the back. You've got an ex-mafia don who's turned peaceful, and they painted his face like Spider-Man, and he has a pyramid that he's flattened out, and he drives that in every episode.
Flat pyramid?
It's a flat pyramid.
Wow.
Yeah, it's basically a
I've never
square.
seen one of those.
And anyway, you guys know Wacky Races, so it's basically Wacky Races updated for today, but everyone's driving a weird pyramid around the desert.
Does the mafia guy have a brother that?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, no, he has a brother, and his brother betrayed him, but also like he loves his brother, and there's this whole scene. I
like that.
There's this one moment when they're out on the water in a pyramid. And the brother,
A pyramid boat.
I don't want to spoil
boat race.
it.
That's the second one. It's the boat race version.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, it's called Pyramid Races.
Well, oh man, I'm struggling. Okay, so Pyramid Spark Plug is a new documentary about a spark plug pyramid scheme.
Ooh.
And
Okay.
it started just a spark. It started with a spark. And it was
What's the multi-level marketing scheme happening in here?
They were selling plugs.
Okay.
They were selling all kinds of plugs. They were selling.
Oh, speaking of plugs, by the way, you can find us on Patreon at www.patreon.com/sydandmike.
Yep.
So that was one kind of plug. They were selling plugs online. They were selling hair plugs.
Ooh.
They were selling butt plugs. They
Yeah.
were selling
Say it again.
butt.
You did.
They were selling plugs for your phone. They were selling plugs for
Oh, I want to also take this moment to mention our favorite plug, NYC Cocaine Bars. That's our drug plug.
Oh, is it set like near a Circuit City? Because it had that big, the entrance looked like a big plug. In
so
the
I was
commercial.
actually okay. So that's what's crazy is that this pyramid scheme for all of these plugs was happening in the Circuit City.
Wow.
And the Circuit City was just the cover for it.
So it's like the Air. It's like the movie Air that they're doing about Nike, but about Circuit City and how it was all a spark plugging.
Yes, but
Oh, wow.
when the Circuit
Wow.
City, what happened is everyone found out about it when there was a spark at the Circuit City and all the plugs blew out and it blew up.
Wow.
Oh my
this is
god!
crazy.
This
And
is based
then-
on a true story.
Yeah,
Is this a drama?
And then underneath the foundation was where like all the info on the pyramid scheme was. Anyway,
Do you have a short list of directors?
Oh, wow.
Michael Bay. I feel like this
Yeah,
would be good for
definitely.
Michael
It's
Bay.
Michael
Especially
Bay.
when you said explosion, I was like, Michael Bay. Let's get Michael Bay.
Actually, I know Tarantino was like done making movies, but it's actually coming.
Everyone always retires. They do their last final tour. We should give a little
And
context.
also, speaking of Air, Jen and Ben have their name in the game to
really?
yeah.
Ben's
Oh.
gonna direct Jen. He's gonna. This is the first
They're
time
actually
that Ben is
directing
gonna,
together.
Wow.
Oh, I love
yeah,
that.
yeah.
That's great.
So,
That seems like it'll work out really well.
yep.
Just a little context for the Zoomers out there. Circuit City. Now, back in the day, we used to have these things called brick and mortar stores.
Yeah. Mhm.
And they were places where you would go to buy objects that you needed, which you would normally go on Amazon to buy.
Right.
These were buildings of a sort that would have items that you would purchase. You wouldn't be able to leave
And
without
Circuit
buying
City
it.
was mainly an electronics store.
Correct.
They have one today. It's called Best Buy.
Right. So
Yeah,
imagine
your parents go there.
Yeah. Imagine
for all their electronics.
And also for the parents, Ben Jen is Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez.
Right.
That's for the kids too. They don't.
Great.
We're the only ones that know who they are.
Millennials are the only ones who care about Ben and Jen.
All right.
Just a little context. Let's see. So Tessa, what do you think?
So I have this new toy for all of our mindful listeners
Okay.
who want to find some sort of relief. It is a massive rollout. Do you remember what's that toy? The Light Bright.
Okay. Yeah. Of course. Of course.
So-
Light bright. Light bright. You know the magic light. Yeah, I remember.
Make it right.
So we are
Magic light.
creating color by Light Brights
Mm-hmm.
pyramids.
Wow.
Mm.
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
Where every little dot is a certain shade and color of the pyramids to get you into the Zen moment of time.
Mm.
That's right.
Yes, we're gonna end with that. It's a very meditative. It's a group effort. We're thinking about launching small ones, but the main project we would like to do is have a whole group of people come together. And they're going to come together, and each person is going to dedicate a little bit of time to building this huge spark plug. And this light is going to generate all this energy for this little community. Is going to create energy for the community out in Egypt.
Oh my
So
God.
it's like this telekinesis type of energy, that movement that we're trying to start.
But it's also a toy.
But it's also a toy.
I love that.
I love
Yeah.
that. That
it's
is
toys with intention. We want
toys with intention.
I love it.
toys with intention.
Does it have a name?
We're still working on a name.
Okay.
We're
I love
working
that.
on a name. It's really hard to have like a cosmic tool that has it's more of a vibration. So it's hard to figure out what the name is right now.
Yeah.
Do you have any suggestions?
Zone cone.
Purolite?
Pyrolites.
almost it's kind of close to
Close
Pedialyte.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Which
electrolytes.
But
that's-
electrolytes.
Maybe we should get electrolytes
I like
involved.
that.
Electrolyte.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that. I like the whole Pedialyte.
Pedialyte, like
yeah, with the
okay, see,
electrolytes, the electricity.
We're
feeding off
vibing.
the- yeah,
we're vibing.
vibing.
Guys, this is what collaboration looks
yeah,
Yeah.
like.
you know what I'm
This is
saying?
it.
Not just one person. It's all about a group.
Get your
it's about a
energy right.
collective.
Get your energy right and buy this toy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Help out a community.
You have to.
Start
You can
small, work
get. You
big.
can buy it actually without any money by going to Burning Man and trading 3 bottles of water and an ecstasy.
Yeah. Yeah. It's true.
But
Or
you-
Or
A cocaine bar.
thank you, everyone.
Thank you
This
so
was
much.
beautiful.
That was
Tessa,
excellent.
thank you so much for being here. This was amazing.
pleasure.
I'm gonna go out there and tell you guys I was uncomfortable when this started, and I'm so comfortable now.
Yes.
Yep.
Me too.
We
I was
love
like,
it.
what the hell is going to happen? I don't know what's going to happen.
We never
Yep.
know when we go live. Could go
It's
anyway.
true. It's true. Going
Wait.
live is a risk.
Wait, is this live?
It's
Oh, yeah.
live.
Yes.
It's live
It's already
right
done
now.
right now.
Everyone can see it.
Oh my God.
Thanks
Yeah.
for watching.
Thank you, everyone.
Comedy Filmmakers Motivation Monday, the podcast, is a production of Dark Matter Entertainment and Phantom Strain Pictures.
Our producer is Sasha Nonas Barnes. Our theme song is by Joseph Colmenero.
You can find us online on YouTube or Instagram at Sid and Mike, or email us at sydandmikenyc@gmail.com.